Hello and welcome to Business Drive. My name is Kris Smith, and this week, in the penultimate episode of the season, we're going to take a look at one of the latest vehicles to hit the trade space. We'll discuss what's happening on the market, finance advice, and shortly talk to another tradie about their car and their world. So let's dive right in. Now, last week, we joined Pete from Commonwood Co. to see how his vehicle helps his furniture and carpentry business. This week, we're turning over a new leaf, both metaphorically and literally. I travelled to North Sydney to meet with Jack from Project Pots. Based in Roseville, Project Pots is a business born out of the love for nature and the outdoors. So how does his choice of vehicles help him and his business? Let's find out. So here we are, I'm joined by Jack at Project Pots. Thank you for having us, mate.
No, thank you, Kris. Thanks for coming to Project Pots HQ.
Tell me more about it, because this place has got a very interesting backstory.
Yeah, so my business partner Gilbert and I had a landscaping business for 10 years, and the succession plan for our backs and our bodies was basically start a pot company. You know, we couldn't dig holes forever, and yeah, we sort of fell into supplying and delivering pots.
And you've become very successful, haven't you? So whereabouts do you plant these pots? Where's your biggest sales market?
So a lot of wholesale nurseries, trade nurseries, a lot of landscapers. We're sort of primarily business to business. Probably hoping to get more into the retail market in the future, but for now, yeah, we're business to business, landscapers and nurseries, yeah.
So it's gonna take a little bit of a team to get this going. How many have you got working with you?
At the moment, there's 8 of us. We sort of pushed the landscaping business straight into the pots business, kept a lot of the staff. The guys seem pretty happy. I guess the plan is to grow it and yeah, get some more on board, but at the moment, it's 8.
Now, obviously, you've got to commute, you've got to get these pots all over the place. Yeah. What was your vehicle of choice for that?
Well, we got a couple of vans and we've got the Triton. The Triton sort of does the visits, the showpieces. You turn up, we sort of present a nice pot on the back of this, and then we deliver them in the... We got some utes, we got some vans. We sort of just make it work.
What was it about the Mitsubishi that got you over the line?
Well, it's a real A to B type thing for us. Myself and Gilbert both have children, so we needed the back seats. We're not flashy guys. We sort of just something that would work, be reliable. We're not car people. We don't change parts ourselves. We don't do anything ourselves. We rely on the experts for that, and that's how we keep them on the road, yeah. Because
I imagine you've got a lot of deliveries to do, so this basically is your mobile office too, isn't it?
Big time, yeah. I mean, the laptop's on your lap half the time. You're talking on the phone through the Bluetooth every other trip. It is. You know, we sit on the back and have lunch. It is a mobile office.
Did you throw any modifications on there just because I know you use it for so many things? Is there any mods inside or?
Well, yeah, I suppose that's the thing. We haven't got any fixed modifications because these vehicles are so versatile for us. We pick up plants. We take rubbish to the tip. We deliver pots. We use the showpieces on it. So anything we do permanently, we probably just have to take in and out. So we sort of make it work from day to day.
I know you're a busy man. I know we've got deliveries to make. So let's continue this chat in the car.
Definitely, let's do it.
Shall I drive?
Yeah, nah.
Oh, yeah, nah. Well, James, we've got the Jack T9, arrived on Australian soil this time last year.
Yep.
Where's the brand at and what's coming up next?
Well, this is the thing. So Jack, we saw last year, brand new brand coming into the ute space, which is a very hotly contested part of the Australian market. And since then, we've seen MG are launching a ute. You've got LDV, they've got some new ones coming through. We know, obviously, the Kia Tasman is coming through. So more utes, more new things. But even to talk about Jack in this space, what they're doing is thinking next step ahead as well. So even though it's a brand new brand and we're still yet to see these things really kind of hit the road in numbers or whatever, they have announced a plug-in hybrid version of the T9 called the Hunter. And so this is going to be you've got a combustion engine, you've got electric motors, you've got the ability to use that battery as a working platform. We've already seen the BYD Shark in market, which is a more lifestyle ute than a working one, but still for a lot of business owners and operators, that power platform on the flexibility of a double cab works. So Jack, you may not have even seen one on the road, but already they're about to launch a plug-in hybrid. And at the Melbourne Motor Show, they did a global reveal of a fully electric version of the T9. So we know that ute space is under a lot of development. But one of the things that we want to talk about with this car, and I suppose for business buyers out there, we touched on it early in the series. If your car's not working, you're not working. And it is something really key that you do need to read the fine print for any car that you're shopping for, whether it's a ute or not, because not all warranties, not all service programs are the same for business buyers. If you're a fleet operator, if you're running a car for, say, a rideshare business, some of the bigger brands don't give you an unlimited kilometre warranty because that car's going to be doing more than the average mile. So you do need to have a look at what they offer. But Jack, they've come from the truck side of business, like a Suzu, right? So you've got a bit of a history in working vehicles here. The T9 comes with a 7-year warranty, 7-year cap price service, and a 7-year roadside assist program, which is pretty standard these days, but for ABN holders. So you can be a business operator, you can be running 1 of these, 2 of these, 4 of these, and get the benefit of that backing. Plus, they've said that if your vehicle has come in for warranty work or something like that and it's off the road, they give you a like-for-like replacement. So you're back on the road, working, doing what you need to. And it's that kind of level of support that we're seeing is the new playing field for some of these brands. So with Jack, they're doing some pretty cool stuff, particularly at the value end of the ute buying market, which, as we know, is the most popular segment for business buyers.
They are showing us that they're here to stay.
Yeah.
Obviously launching new models. Who is their target market? Who's going to be riding around in this?
Look, for a lot of the way that a car like this is positioned, you're buying a new one for the price of a second-hand one. And so a second-hand Hilux or a second-hand Ranger or Triton or something like that is similar price in the mid-40,000 range as a brand new Jack T9. But you do get the warranty, the service support and all that sort of stuff. So you've got the benefit of, yeah, okay, it's a new brand. They do have history in trucking. They're a big business. They've been doing a lot of stuff. But you've got maybe taking a little bit of a punt with a slightly new offering and doing it, but you get all of that benefit and support from a new car versus a second-hand car where you're taking a bit of a punt on any surprises, because we've all been there. You buy a second-hand car, everything looks great. 4 months later, you're back to the workshop needing something to be done. And it's not always the case, but for a business buyer, that's a risk. And to have a new car at the similar price point with all that support, it removes a lot of that risk. And when you've run a business, risk isn't your friend. So unless you're in the risk business, which, you know, sounds like a fun thing to do. But
sounds like risky business.
Yeah, that's it. So the idea of targeting people who are looking for value, who may ordinarily be looking at a second-hand or near new vehicle to buy a new vehicle, that's the market they're looking for.
Stay tuned, as there's still plenty to come after the break. And remember, if you want to find out more about anything on Business Drive, it's all over at drive.com.au. Thanks for watching Business Drive, and remember, to find out more about anything throughout this series, head over to drive.com.au. I'm here with Ahmed Mahmood, who is the Managing Director of Jack Motors. Thank you very much for your time today, Ahmed.
Thank you.
Now, from a purely functional standpoint, what are your design elements that you have here with the Jack T9, and how do you think that stands up against the rest of the market?
Yeah, from a purely Australian business point of view, I think you'll find there's a lot of the drivers, the tool of trade drivers, are looking for comfort, whether it's big screens, whether it's leather seats, whether it's cooler boxes, wireless charging, and a whole bunch of other creature comforts that this car has in droves, yeah.
And you have a wonderful program, your All Roads Assurance.
Yep.
And that's your key to keeping cars on the road instead of idling, because as they say in the business trade, if your car's not working, nor are you.
Yeah, absolutely. This is something that we're quite proud of. The insight is that we know that this is a vehicle built for Australian businesses or tradies, and we know that they need to stay on the road. So what better way to do that than just to give them a whole bunch of assurances? So it's now standard that everyone offers your 7-year warranty, unlimited kilometres, but we wanted to go one step further. So we offered Jack All Roads Assurance, or JARA if you like for short. And the critical element for that, for us, is the warranty loan replacement vehicles. So if you're off-road and the vehicle is deemed under warranty, we provide a car, Jack T9 Ute, free of charge to that customer so they can continue doing what they do best.
Now, you must have been very confident to offer the 777 system.
Absolutely, and we don't discriminate either. So it's not 7 years, 100,000 or 7 years, 200,000. We don't specify retail customers or what have you. It's 7 years, unlimited kilometres, and it doesn't matter whether you're a major fleet, a small business, or mums and dads that are driving our car.
So when you purchase it, which is a wonderful price point, it's something we've touched on throughout the whole series and even last year as well. The price point is very, very appealing. How do you manage to keep the cost down for, one, the price of the vehicle, and then two, the ongoing cost for the customer?
We wanted to make sure that we brought a car that sings value, right? So it's not a vehicle that's a bare bones. You don't jump into this car and have cloth seats or vinyl floors. It's got everything you need, but we wanted to make sure they're the things that our customers, particularly our fleet customers and business fleet customers, put as high up in their priority list. The vehicle was under the umbrella of value, right? We wanted to make sure that a customer looks at this car and go, wow, there's a lot of value in it for that price point.
That's great, and it is a very competitive market out there right now. We're seeing brands appear from all over the globe and they're all coming to Australia. How is it that you're staying competitive within that market?
Everyone has their USP, their unique selling proposition. For us, it's the combination of things, right? We want to make sure that, you know, our marketing strapline is the jack of all trades. We want to make sure that you don't only get great value, you get Australia's safest ute, you get Jack All Roads assurance, and we want to make sure that the 60 dealers across the country support you and look after you through your life cycle.
And electrification and plug-in hybrids are becoming very, very popular now, even in the trade space. That's a direction you're also going, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So this year, actually last month, only 3 weeks ago, we were lucky enough to host the global release of the plug-in hybrid. And that had some outstanding feedback. That vehicle will be with us early next year, and will add to the diesel range as well.
And lastly, before we let you go, anybody wanting to test drive a ute, what would be your key piece of advice in what to look for?
Jump in the car and drive it and get familiar with it. Have a look at, is this your office? Is this your future office? It's not just about the initial impressions. Yes, it's got rugged good looks and it feels nice, but after you leave the dealership, is it a brand that's going to look after you through your life cycle? I think that's the key.
And I think what we found out with Jack, that yes, it is.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your time,
Thank you.
Ahmed. I look forward to what the future holds.
Appreciate your time.
Tradies often need more than just the ute. You know, there's a trailer, there's your toolboxes, EV chargers, and a whole myriad of, equipment that people need. It's often quite smart to consider all of your finance in one go. There's a few advantages. Primarily, you'll be able to save on fees and roll up your repayments so you understand exactly what you're going through each month. Our instant asset write-off is around $20,000 a year at the moment, and it's likely to stay in place. But considering the timing of when to use this is pretty important to your decision. Before June 30 is a very wise time because you'll be able to have that trailer or any other goods which is installed and ready to use at 100% tax deduction. However, if the amount is over $20,000, it's still a great time before June 30 to consider your depreciation and other financial advantages that your accountant can help you advise. Does the ATO treat an SUV and a ute the same come tax time? Well, if they're 51% predominant business use and the asset's under $20,000, then absolutely, you can instantly write off both goods. However, when you start getting to the top end of town, if you're in an SUV, you must keep a detailed logbook to be able to showcase that you're using those goods for business. However, with a ute, there's a little more freedom there. Although you still have to keep your records, you're exempt from the luxury car tax on one small proviso. The ute must be able to carry 680 kilos, and that's pretty much every ute on the Australian market today, so you're in good luck there. It's very important for a business to be able to keep good documentation around their business use. The ATO has had recent crackdowns in this space and is consistently looking for how you use your vehicle. So to showcase that you use it 51% or more for business use, it'd be smart to look at the ATO calculators, even download one of these smart apps that are available today that keep a digital logbook for you. That's a wise consideration. If I had one piece of advice for tradies thinking about buying a ute this quarter, is think long-term value. Don't just be wowed by the flashy deals. Consider your exit fees, the term of your loan, and make sure you get a fair trade on your car. It's a good time to buy, there's plenty of stock around, but just be smart with how you do it.
We'll be back after the break, but if you're searching for your next vehicle, check out Drive's Cars for Sale page for your best deal. That's over at drive.com.au. You're watching Business Drive, and remember, if you're looking for your next vehicle, head on over to drive.com.au to find your next best deal. Let's rejoin my conversation with Jack from Project Pots as we navigate our way through the Sydney traffic. So Jack, talk me through a day-to-day in the life of Project Pots and what you go through.
Yeah, so we'll probably roll into the office 6:30, have a little meeting, sort out the deliveries for the day, sort of schedule a run, how many vehicles need to go where, and then we'll head off in our separate directions. Gilbert, my business partner, might go off and visit some nurseries and show our product, and I'll organise some of the guys to get out to the warehouse, pick and pack the deliveries for the day, and then yeah, we'll sort of deliver them out. If we have an install job, we'll have to pick up plants and potting mix, and then we'll go out and basically do the jobs. And
then when you clock off, this becomes the family vehicle, does it? Or one-off?
It does, yeah. I pick the kids up from school 3 or 4 days a week, so yeah, quickly shuffle in a few baby seats and booster seats, and then hustle off to school, throw the kids in, throw the bags in the back, and then generally off to sport.
But in terms of connectivity, what do you have in here?
Well, we have the Bluetooth. We're on the road so much that it's essential to be able to talk on the phone. You know, we basically spend half our lives on the phone to each other and to clients and prospective customers, and so we set up the laptops on our laps when we get to job sites. And
comfort, reliability has to be top of the ladder.
Comfort's a big thing. You get those scorching hot days, and then you get out and you're doing your deliveries as fast as possible, getting back in. You want to be comfortable. You want to be cooled down in the summer. You want your aircon. You want to be warmed up in the winter. So you want your heating, and yeah, I suppose it's fairly important just to keep it clean and tidy, because you spend so much time in here. You want to feel comfortable.
Now, I just want to finish you very quickly with your biggest challenge. What's the biggest challenge for you using your car, not only for all the business that you do, but for the loading on and off, and of course then it transitions to a family car after that?
I think the biggest challenge for us at the moment is we always want more space. You know, we're getting busier and busier. We're delivering a lot of pots, and access is sometimes restricted. You know, our vans sometimes can't get into car parks where we need to deliver pots, and so we have to take multiple utes, and then, you know, we might be doing a big delivery up to Newcastle, and so it's a real balance of where our money is best spent on the fleet versus, you know, practicality for the business and also our family lives. That's the juggle, yeah.
Stay tuned, as there's still plenty to come after the break. And remember, if you want to find out more about anything on Business Drive, it's all over at drive.com.au. Thanks for watching Business Drive, and remember, to find out more about anything throughout this series, head over to drive.com.au. I'm here again with Drive's Head of Marketplace, Lee Mason. Lee, thank you for joining us once more.
Great to be here, Chris.
Question for you.
Yes.
Dealers, are they actively pushing utes onto customers, or is demand their priority?
Oh, look, I think consumers, the Australian market loves a ute. And as I've said earlier, like the last couple of years, we've seen massive sales in the ute segment. It slowed a little bit in probably the start of 2025, but it is the #2 segment in Australia. Yeah, that's chasing SUVs. SUVs are well-loved vehicles as well, but utes, we do have a love affair for their practicality, right? Like, you've got a work ute Monday to Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday now you've got the ability to go out on great, you know, Aussie adventure, road trip, chuck the family in. You've got that flexibility, and I think the practicality is really meeting the consumer demand.
And we've so many options within that area. Are manufacturers giving dealerships a good competitive price?
With the end of financial year, we're seeing some good deals out there. So what we'll see in the run home to June 30, we suspect will be more opportunities for business owners to potentially get themselves some discounts, whether that be on the actual car itself. There's also can be at times some interest rate incentives as well. So if dealers are financing through the dealership, there's some good competitive interest rates that may be available for them. And also servicing and service plans as well might also be thrown in at this time. So if you are a business owner out there, don't be afraid to go into your local dealership, ask for the best deal. As they know with tradies, they often like to sometimes snare themselves a good deal. So don't be afraid to ask and have some fun with the dealer.
Tradies do love a good deal,
Yes.
but a ute is also a working vehicle predominantly. But what is the resale value like?
Look, the resale value is quite good in most cases because of the demand. As we said earlier, Australians do have a love affair with the ute. It represents about a quarter of the market at the moment in Australia. So it's very popular, so you can get some good resale values as well.
With competition in the manufacturer market being so large, how are dealers finding it compared to a few years ago, selling the utes that they have in stock?
Look, there's no doubt in 2025 it's been a little bit more challenging, and I would say it's moved from a seller's market to a buyer's market. So dealers are finding it a little bit more challenging to sell the work utes and the commercial vehicles than in previous years. 2024 was a record year in Australia for new car sales, so it was always going to be hard to meet that feat. But what we have seen in March was our best result so far this calendar year in 2025. So hopefully there's some optimism as well for dealers to sell more cars in the next few months and the back half of 2025.
I tell you what, Lee, you've got me optimistic. You've nearly talked me into buying a ute. Thanks again for your time. I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you for watching this episode of Business Drive. Next week, in the final episode of the season, I'll be joined by a second-generation builder to see how his vehicle assists him at any work site. We'll look at two different models and how they help their respective spaces, and I'll ask James to look into his crystal ball for us. I'm Chris Smith, and we'll see you then.
Looking for the perfect car? Welcome to an all-new way to shop for your next car. Visit Drive News and find thousands of brand new demonstrator and high-quality used cars available from Drive's nationwide dealer network and ready to drive away today. So for new and quality used cars, discover Newsed, only at drive.com.au.